Hello there everyone, Ashnflash here and welcome on into a early LEGO Disney set review. Today we are looking at set number 43225. This is the Little Mermaid's Royal Clamshell. This has 1,808 pieces and will be retailing for $159.99 USD or $219.99 Canadian beginning on May the 1st. This was sent to me early by Lego/Land to do a review for. And you might think that this is a D2C or a direct-to-consumer set, which just means that it's sets that go directly to Lego and shop at home, and they'll be available at retailers later. This actually should be available everywhere starting on May the 1st. This is, of course, based off of the new movie that will be releasing at the end of May. And a part of this video, you could check out the different chapters if you want to look at the figures or the different rooms and sections. But also one thing I want to do is actually use the classic minifigures from Minifigures Series 1 and put them in here, as well as some other figures and characters from the mini doll sets. So stay tuned for that if you're interested. But anyways, let's go ahead and let's take a closer look at this set. And I just briefly want to talk about the design and shape of this. Like, the idea of having it be this giant clamshell is just ridiculous. It's incredible. It is a gorgeous display piece. The build as you go through, like, the different angles and everything as you build it together, it's just really, really great. Now, I do want to show you the back part here, and this is pretty interesting. I'll show you it here. It's incomplete. And it doesn't look the greatest. I actually had the chance to interview the designers behind this set. You'll see a picture of them later on in the instructions. And they mentioned that if this set would have had the back complete, let's say that like all those angles you saw on the front, they came back here onto the back. If they had done that, the price for this would have gone up so much. So I'd much rather it be this price, have it be more accessible here for people to purchase. And it's a display piece. The only times you're going to see it is if you're somehow, like, displaying it in the center of a room and you can look at it from behind. Otherwise, like, it's gorgeous. All right, let's start up here at the very top here. And I want to talk just, again, like, the shaping of this is incredible. Yes, you'll see there's a couple of gaps throughout the whole thing, but I have no clue how you would go about without, like, creating new pieces to fill those gaps, using all these existing parts to do that. You'll see it down below, too. It's just incredible. I love all the little bubbles and everything, as well as the other color there. Looks great. It just sort of add a bit of depth, I think, to this. And speaking of depth, this is just remarkable. This whole build section, this is actually the very first thing here that you build. And the idea behind that, they mentioned again in that interview, was that they did that so that if you're building it with a kid, it is an 18+ set, then go off, play with Ariel, have this little display piece here, and you attach it at the very end. But it's also very easy to remove if you want to have it sort of on its own little display thing. And of course, I wouldn't display this shell without it. All right, so reattaching it here just to give you a little better look, you could see that besides all the fish you'll see floating around and swimming around, you've also got little spots to actually have the sisters, or I guess Triton or Ursula, whoever else, actually swimming around there. You've got one on that side, as well as another one over here, which you can again lift up and even lower it down to Ursula's lair. But I think that's pretty great that you can sort of pose them and have them swimming around. Zooming on in here, you could see that that's sort of meant to be his throne. Obviously, this palace and everything, or whatever this scene is meant to be, it's not as sort of gold and shiny as, I would say, the original film. But we'll have to wait and see what it looks like in the actual movie. But I still think that just the idea and the look of this blue and everything looks great with all the different transparent parts. I love the seat there. It's pretty simple. It's got a bit of a different design there for him. And just even the piece that they use there for the merman tail and how he just doesn't touch the top there, I think looks really great. The environment here is just like, it's gorgeous. Like, looking at this layer here, you've got this little seat, as well as just all the different blues, the light grays, got a bit of dark gray there as well. And again, the sand blue, all of the different coral and everything growing, as well as the seaweed there from before. I love this piece. You're going to see that here on top of all these little builds and sections. That is so cool. That's actually one of the minion hair pieces recolored in teal. Looks amazing. And I love how all of the different mermaids there can sit sort of on those seats, I think, is really great. Again, you can bend them forward and back. Again, you've got 2 spots there if you want to put the sisters there instead of having them swim around. But I stared at this thing for so long earlier, and this is what my eye always goes to, just all of these gorgeous colors. All throughout the set, you've got a couple of different sections of fish swimming. So here you've got all these different transparent lightsaber pieces, and they're also sort of scattered. So, like I really love the look of that, so that, they're not all just swimming side by side if you attach them all at the same place. Same here. I really love the look of that. So this section over here is actually combining 2 different scenes, I guess, from the movie. The back part there is sort of meant to be Ariel's grotto, where she has everything on display. And I'm just going to remove the shipwreck piece here. It's very easy to do. You just can remove it. And I love all the different objects that she's got in her display. And of course, if you were, worried that a dingle hopper was not going to be included, of course, it's from more of the shipwreck section where she finds it, which I think is a fun little attention to detail there. So again, just putting that back. I love the shipwreck build there, and you could lift it up as well if you want to have Ariel sort of swimming through it. I think is really great. Again, all of the colors down below there on that bottom section, again, sort of like up above, look really great. But you've got a ton of coins scattered around here, all piled up. And I love this part of the ship there. The sail looks really great. You can't pose that in different ways because it's sort of fixed that way, but really love just the different way that they have the tattered build there. Looks awesome. Before we move on, I really just love how it attaches and holds up the ceiling as well. Those builds there. Love the fish there too. And the only thing that I'll say, just wish that something was included to reference Prince Eric. This simple build here has appeared in multiple Little Mermaid sets, and it is actually again going to be appearing in a book from this film. So just having this here, maybe inside of the ship, something to Eric would have been a nice little reference. And here is Ursula's lair. You've got a little bit of some more fish there swimming at each other, I guess, there. But I'm going to remove that because I know I'm going to knock it off. But I really like this section. Just the stark contrast. Even of course, in the films, just how dark it is there versus the bright and colorfulness of Under the Sea to her creepy lair. This looks so cool. I love the dark tan there, as well as all the dark gray. Looks really, really awesome. And you'll see that in behind her, she's got a shelf there with all her different ingredients and potions and everything. Really great, as well as I love just the giant rock piece there being used. I think looks great. And over here is where, of course, she casts her main spell. And they've actually given you this transparent brick there, so you could have her sort of swimming high enough, I guess, to access that. But that's such a cool build. If you wanted to, it's very easy to remove if you want to, maybe move it closer there inside of her lair, but looks really great. I love how again, you're not going to see it necessarily from that side, but I love how they've inverted that piece there. Really awesome. And again, before we move on, I just want to show you here what you could do. You could lower this piece here and actually have Ariel sort of swim on down to Ursula's lair. And of course, when she loses her voice, we don't have legs for her, but she has to swim on up to the top. I think that's really great. And you could sort of have people swimming, even have Ursula leaving her lair or something. And yes, you can attach her there as well. And then very lastly here, I just want to talk about the shaping of the bottom part of the shell. Looks so great. Again, there's a couple of gaps throughout this thing here, but I still love this so much, the shape and all the different pieces that they've used here to create it, and how it goes deep into this as well. You really get a sense that this is a shell, and you've got all these sections there. And just to show you what it looks like here from this side, all of the flat tiles and everything used on the inside. All right, let's go ahead and let's add all the different classic characters from the animated film. I think Triton, it's our only minifigure version of him, and it still works quite well, I think. His skin color is darker in the original film too, so we'll leave him. And anyways, I've taken Ariel here, and I've turned around her tail so that she can actually fit on the seat. And honestly, I think that works really well. It looks like she is sitting there. Maybe you want to have her swimming there, you could put her there, as well as that was her accessory. It was a clam all the way back then, and now we've got a giant set of that. And here is the Sebastian and Flounder from a couple of the Little Mermaid Disney Princess sets there in this environment. And then here is what classic Ursula looks like down here in her lair. So there you go. I know that's a lot of people's plans, is to swap out the live action characters with the classic ones. So here's what it would look like if you want to keep it on display this way. Here is Ariel, and she looks amazing. I love all of the tail printing for each of the mermaids. They look so, so great. All of the sparkles and everything, the two colors there. That strip of like chrome looks amazing. I love the scales there on her torso there, and just how they've done a bit of the tail up there on the torso looks great, as well as the hair. I think Andrea's hairpiece works well for her. I just don't think that dark red is accurate to what we see from the trailers and everything. I would have gone with dark orange, but still, I think that it still is a great figure. I love the face print that she's got there, that big smile. On the back, she's got even a bigger smile, and I like the back torso printing there as well. No printing on the back of the fin, but that's fine. Here is King Triton. He's probably my favorite figure here, and it's probably because I just really wanted a minifigure version of him for a really long time. While it may not be accurate to the original film, it still, I think, looks pretty great. I really love the different piece that they've used for him. I think that works well. I love the printing there, and he's wearing like armor as opposed to having him be bare-chested. It looks great. I love even like side arm printing, like unexpected, but really awesome. I think that looks great there. Also, he's using the new skin color that was introduced recently, and I think that looks great. This headpiece, you might be wondering, well, that's very interesting. Well, what's going on there? Well, that's actually a piece introduced from the mini dolls, and technically this is a mini doll head. It is a little bit elongated for a minifigure head, but that's okay. And the way that it works is it sits on top of here a minifigure head, and it's just a minifigure head without any printing. So it's a little creepy, not gonna lie, if you look at it like this, but this is still a really cool piece and an idea that they used here. You can see what it looks like there from the inside. Of course, he's got his Triton, and the torso printing is very, very detailed there, and same with here on the back. Ursula looks so cool here. I really love the fact that they brought that piece back from 2016 here for her tentacles and everything. It looks great, and just the molding there, how it even is highlighted a little bit there on the torso by some printing, I think looks great. Also, this one's a bit different because it's got like a bunch of speckles of different scales there. It looks great in purple. Love the Joker hair. I think it works really well, surprisingly, from the Lego Batman movie here in white. Really great to get that. And she's got this face here on the front, and she's got this very Ursula smirk there on the back. Now, her torso actually does have printing. Gonna go ahead and remove that there. You could see what that looks like. Again, it's got like regular minifigure leg attachments there, but removing that, I'm gonna use that transparent piece from before so you could see her torso printing. It looks great. Again, got all those speckles there. She's got the necklace, and same here on the back. Like unnecessary printing, which is awesome. Here is Karina, one of Ariel's sisters, and this, like the printing on that tail is just gorgeous. I love it so much, and how it continues into the torso there as well. Looks really, really great. I love the ponytail piece there as well. Awesome. But the face is honestly a little bit disappointing because you've got this face, it's got a bit of a smirk, on the back it's just a smile. Like it's so similar, it's so close. You'll see with the other sister it's a bit better, but I like the back torso printing there as well. Very, very detailed. And here is Indira, and she looks so great. Oh my goodness, like the printing there is just so awesome. I really love that. The face she's got, I love the smile. The hair as well looks great. She's also using the newer skin color that just was introduced by Lego recently, so that's awesome to be getting another head there in that color. I really love, just again, see, you've got a giant smile and then a smirk, so that looks really great, as well as the torso printing there on the back. Really, really awesome. Here is Flounder, and it's a new print here on the same piece from the original Flounder, but it's for the live action film, and I think that it looks and works really well here for the design from the movie. I really like it. He's a little bit thinner, I think, in terms of size in the movie, but still, I think, love the printing here for him. And Sebastian is just a classic Lego crab piece, which, again, it works perfectly fine because he looks like a real crab in the movie, so why wouldn't Lego use their piece? All right, let's flip through the instructions manual, shall we? This is what the cover looks like here. It's got the Little Mermaid logo and Disney. That's pretty great. On the back, just Lego Disney, nothing too special, but opening it up here, you can pause if you want to read what they're talking about there. Again, you get a better look there at what I was just talking about with Flounder and the two different versions of Ariel. You can read here about, again, the two different sections. And then here were the designers that I got to interview. Again, check out that video if you want to. And here's a little bit about them there. And there's a little mermaid ad, and then you're into the build. There's nothing in the back, but that's the instructions. There you have it, everyone. That is my review of the Little Mermaid's Royal Clamshell. I think that this is just a gorgeous looking set with some fantastically detailed minifigures. There's a few things here and there that I would have, enjoyed to have, like Ursula's eels, or again, that reference to Prince Eric I talked about, or, maybe even Scuttle. Found out recently that Scuttle in the film can swim underwater, so, which I'm sure the designers didn't know about at the time. But anyways, again, check out that video that I've mentioned like 15 times here if you want. I've also got a playlist of all the other Disney 100 anniversary sets that we've looked at already here on the channel. We'll continue to do it for the rest of whatever they release for the year, but I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Hope you all have a great day. We'll see you all in the next one.